Quick question. How much did you spend on fruit last month? Berries at $6 a box, figs at $1 a piece, a single organic lemon priced like a small luxury? Here's the thing the grocery store would rather you never realize. You could grow almost all of it yourself in a pot for pennies. Now maybe you're thinking three things. You don't have an orchard. Fruit takes years and you'd just kill it anyway. And it'd cost a fortune to set up. None of that is true. Not one bit. These are 10 expensive fruits you should stop buying because you can grow every one of them in a pot, on a patio, a balcony, even a sunny windowsill. We're counting all 10 down from pretty great to absolutely jaw-dropping. And wait until number 4, the one I grow in a single pot that a guest flat out refused to believe was real. Stay to the end too. There's one free 10-second trick that can double how much fruit every plant on this list gives you. Let's grow. Welcome to Nature's Nest TV. So glad you're here. This channel runs on one simple promise. You can grow real food and a little more freedom from the grocery store, no matter how small your space or your budget. A single pot in a sunny corner is enough to start. If that's the life you're building, hit subscribe and tap the bell. That way the easy money-saving growing guides we post every week find their way to you. Alright, let's dig in. Number 10. Strawberries. Number 10. Strawberries. We're starting with the gateway fruit. Here's why it opens the list. Nothing gives you a faster, sweeter return for less money. A few dollars of plants and by summer you've got fruit that's wildly expensive at the store, especially organic, where one small box can run you $5 or $6. Here's the surprising part. Strawberries are actually happiest in containers. A pot, a hanging basket, even an old colander. They love the good drainage, and you keep the slugs and dirt off the berries. Here's how. Plant a few in a wide pot or a strawberry planter with regular potting mix, set them somewhere sunny, and keep them watered. They send out little runners that become whole new plants for free, so one pot quietly becomes 3. Design tip. A hanging basket dripping with red berries is gorgeous, fruit and decor in one. Cost reality. A few starter plants, a few dollars. Pot and soil, a few more. Total? Under $10 for years of berries, plus free new plants every summer on top. Coming up at number 9, a fruit you've been paying a premium for that grows on a tidy little plant with no thorns to fight. Number 9, raspberries. Number 9, raspberries. Here's the thing about raspberries, they're one of the priciest berries at the store, they go moldy almost overnight, and traditionally they grow into a thorny, sprawling mess. Not anymore. Here's the surprising part, breeders created compact thornless varieties. Look for names like raspberry shortcake, bred to grow in a pot and stay knee-high. No thorns, no trellis, no sprawl. Here's how. Plant one in a large pot of good soil, give it a sunny spot, and water it well. It mounds up into a tidy little shrub and hands you sweet berries you'd pay a small fortune for, picked at perfect ripeness. Grow tip. A yearly trim of the old, spent canes keeps it productive and neat. Design tip. One of these on a patio looks like an ornamental shrub, until people notice it's covered in raspberries. Cost reality. The plant. A bit more than a berry box. One pot of soil. A few dollars. Total? The price of 2 store cartons for a plant that fruits every single year. Up next at number 8, a candy sweet fruit so unusual you'll almost never find it for sale anywhere. Number 8, ground cherries, Cape gooseberry. Number 8, ground cherries, also called Cape gooseberries. This is the first, you can't even buy this fruit on the list. Each little golden berry comes wrapped in its own papery husk, like a tiny lantern, and tastes like a cross between a pineapple and a sweet tomato. Everyone who tries one is instantly hooked, which is exactly why specialty markets charge a premium on the rare days they have them. Here's the surprising part. They're ridiculously easy. Grow them like a tomato and they practically take care of themselves in a pot. Here's how. Start from a seedling or seed in a decent-sized pot, put it in the sun, and water it. It sprawls into a low, bushy plant, and when the husked fruits drop to the ground, that's how you know they're perfectly ripe, hence the name. Grow tip, they often self-seed and surprise you with new plants next year. Free fruit on repeat. Cost reality. A seed packet, about $2 with dozens of plants inside. Pot and soil, a few dollars. Total, a couple of dollars for a fruit most people can't buy at any price. Coming up at number 7, the showpiece you can start for free from something you'd normally throw in the bin. Number 7, pineapple from a grocery store top. Number 7, pineapple grown from a grocery store top. Here's the trick that delights everyone. The next time you buy a pineapple, don't throw away the leafy crown. That top is a living plant, and it will grow into a whole new pineapple. Here's the surprising part. It costs you absolutely nothing to start. You're growing a tropical fruit from kitchen scraps. Here's how. Twist the leafy top off the fruit, peel away the lowest few leaves, and let the cut end dry for a day or two. Then sit it in a glass of water until roots form, or plant it straight into a pot of soil. Keep it warm and bright, and it slowly grows into a striking, spiky plant. Grow tip. Once it finally fruits, the plant usually sends up little side shoots, called pups, around its base. Pot those up, and one grocery store top quietly turns into a whole pineapple production line. Now the honest part, this one's a patience project. It can take a couple of years to fruit. But when a real pineapple rises out of the center of that plant, on your patio, from a scrap you almost tossed, that is a jaw-dropping moment. Cost reality? The top, free. A pot of soil, a few dollars. Total, basically nothing for the ultimate wait, I grew that? Fruit. Up next at number 6, a fruit so delicate it's nearly impossible to buy fresh, which is exactly why you should grow it. Number 6, mulberries, dwarf everbearing. Number 6, mulberries. Here's a fruit you've probably never seen in a store, and there's a good reason. Ripe mulberries are so soft and juicy they don't survive shipping, so supermarkets simply can't sell them. The only way to taste a fresh one is to grow it. Here's the surprising part. You don't need a giant tree. There are dwarf everbearing varieties bred for containers that stay small and fruit while they're still young. Sometimes the very first year. Here's how. Plant a dwarf mulberry in a large pot of good soil, give it a sunny spot, and water it through the warm months. Everbearing means just what it sounds like. Instead of one big rush, it hands you sweet, blackberry-like fruit a little at a time, for months. Grow tip. A light prune after fruiting keeps it compact and easy to harvest from. Cost reality. A dwarf plant. About the price of a nice takeout dinner. One pot of soil, a few dollars. Total? A one-time cost for a fruit that's effectively impossible to buy at any price. Coming up at number 5, the tree-ripe summer fruit that costs a premium picked perfect and shrinks down to fit right on your patio. Quick pause right here. If your things to grow list is getting longer, do me a favor and tap that like button. It genuinely helps this reach more people who are tired of grocery store fruit prices. And drop a comment, which one are you planting first? I read every single one and I love hearing your plans. We've got 5 more to go, and honestly, this is where it gets really good. Stick with me. Number 5, Dwarf Peach. Number 5, a Dwarf Peach. A truly tree-ripe peach, soft, dripping, picked at the perfect moment, is one of summer's great luxuries, and it's priced like one. Here's the surprising part. You can grow your own on a tree that fits in a pot on your patio. These are genetic dwarfs, varieties like Bonanza, bred to stay just 4 to 6 feet tall while producing full-size fruit. In spring, the whole little tree erupts in pink blossom. It's stunning before it ever fruits. Here's how. Plant one in a large container of good soil and give it your sunniest spot. One honest note, peaches need a cold winter to rest and fruit well, so this one's for you if your winters actually get chilly. Thin the baby fruits a little, and the ones that remain grow big and sweet. Design tip, in full bloom it's the prettiest thing on the patio, hands down. Cost reality. A dwarf tree. A one-time cost, less than a fancy dinner. One big pot of soil. A few dollars. Total? One small investment for tree-ripe peaches, year after year. Up next at number 4. The one I teased at the start. The fruit a guest swore couldn't possibly be growing on my balcony. Number 4. Blueberries. Number 4, here it is, the one I promised. Blueberries. We all know the sting of paying $5 or $6 for a tiny clamshell that's gone in one sitting. So when a guest stood on my balcony last summer staring at a pot absolutely loaded with berries and flat out said, "Those can't be real," I just handed them a warm handful off the plant. Here's the surprising part. Blueberries are happiest in pots. That's because they need acidic soil to truly thrive, and a container lets you give them exactly that, easily. Here's how. Plant a dwarf variety. Top Hat or Sunshine Blue are great, in a pot filled with acidic, ericaceous soil mix made for blueberries and azaleas. Sunny spot, steady water. And here's the tip that matters most. Plant 2 different varieties near each other. They pollinate one another, and your harvest jumps dramatically. Grow tip. Blueberries dislike hard tap water, which slowly raises the soil's pH over time. If you can, water them with collected rainwater, and they'll thank you with bigger, sweeter berries. Design tip, the leaves blaze fiery red in autumn, so it's beautiful long after the berries are gone. Cost reality? 2 dwarf plants, the price of a few store cartons, special soil, and a pot. A few dollars. Total? A one-time cost for years of the berries you've been overpaying for. Up next at number 3. The exotic fruit that costs $1 a piece at the deli and grows like a weed in a pot. Number 3, figs, dwarf. Number 3, figs. A fresh fig is one of those deli counter luxuries. Soft, honey sweet, and often $1 or more for a single piece of fruit. Here's the surprising part. Figs are one of the easiest, most generous fruit trees you can grow in a container, and they actually like being a little root-bound, which makes a pot perfect. Here's how. Plant a dwarf variety. Little Miss Figgy is a favorite, in a large pot of good soil, and give it sun and water through the warm months. A happy fig rewards you with 2 flushes of fruit a year, sometimes more. One honest note, in cold winter areas, move the pot somewhere sheltered like a garage while it's dormant. That's the only real fuss involved. Design tip, those big, bold, hand-shaped leaves give any patio an instant Mediterranean vacation feel. Cost reality? A dwarf fig, a one-time cost, around a nice lunch out. 1 big pot of soil, a few dollars. Total? A single small investment for trays of fruit that costs a fortune by the piece. And now, number 2, the showstopper. The one that has guests asking, "Wait, is that a real lemon tree?" Number 2, dwarf citrus / Meyer lemon. Number 2, a dwarf citrus tree, and my pick is the Meyer lemon. This is the one that turns a plain patio into something out of a magazine. A potted lemon tree, glossy green with fragrant white blossoms and bright yellow fruit hanging at the very same time. And Meyer lemons, sweeter and thinner skinned than the regular kind, fetch a premium price on the rare days you find them. Here's the surprising part. Citrus is genuinely well suited to pots, and dwarf varieties stay compact and fruit while they're young. 1 tree can give you lemons, on and off, for much of the year. Here's how. Plant a dwarf Meyer lemon in a good-sized pot with free-draining soil and give it your sunniest, warmest spot. It's self-fertile, so you only need the one. The honest note, it's frost-tender. So in cold winters, simply wheel it indoors near a bright window until spring. Design tip. The blossom scent alone is worth it. Your whole patio smells incredible. Cost reality. A dwarf citrus tree. A one-time cost. A large pot and soil. A few dollars. Total, 1 investment for years of fragrant blossom and premium fruit. But we've saved the best for last. Number 1 isn't a single fruit. It's the idea that ties this entire list together. Number 1, your pocket orchard, capstone. And finally, number 1, your own pocket orchard. Here's why it earns the top spot. Everything we've covered comes together right here. Take the dwarf citrus, the fig, the pair of blueberries, the little peach, with strawberries tucked in around their feet, and group them all into one sunny corner of a patio or balcony. That's not a houseplant collection anymore, that's an orchard. This is the most transformative idea in this whole video because it's the moment it stops being "I'm growing a fruit" and becomes "I grow my own fruit." Here's how. Cluster your pots together in your sunniest spot with the tallest trees at the back, and the low berries up front. Grouping them does something clever. The pots shade each other's roots and hold humidity, so everything needs less water and fruits more happily. You've built a tiny ecosystem. Grow tip: that cluster of blossom also pulls in the bees, so your whole orchard pollinates better, which leads perfectly into the free trick I'm about to show you. Design tip: a corner like this, layered with leaves, blossom, and ripening fruit, is more beautiful than anything you could buy to fill it. Grow tip: pop the heaviest pots onto a cheap wheeled plant caddy. That way you can chase the sun across the seasons and wheel the frost-tender ones, the citrus, the fig, indoors the moment the cold arrives. Cost reality: you've already bought the pieces across this list. Total: whatever you spent on a few plants once for a backyard orchard that fits on a balcony. And here's what really matters. This changes something. You walk out your door in the morning, and instead of writing fruit on a shopping list, you pick your breakfast. That feeling of quiet, homegrown abundance is the whole reason we do this. Now, the free 10-second trick I promised, the one that can genuinely double how much fruit your plants give you, and it costs you nothing. Here it is: hand-pollinate your flowers. Stay with me, because this is the secret behind a lot of disappointing container fruit. Out in the wild, bees move pollen from flower to flower, and that's what turns a blossom into a fruit. But on a balcony, an enclosed patio, or a windowsill, there often just aren't enough bees around. So the flowers bloom beautifully and then drop, with no fruit behind them. People assume they did something wrong. They didn't. The flowers simply never got pollinated. Here's the fix, and it's almost laughably simple. Take a cheap, soft paintbrush or even a clean cotton swab. When your plants are in flower, gently tickle the center of one bloom, then the next, moving that invisible pollen from flower to flower yourself. 10 seconds, a few times a week. Here's why it works. You're just doing the bee's job. And on self-fertile plants like citrus, peaches, and figs, that little dab is often the difference between a handful of fruit and a heavy harvest. So here's your do-it-now homework. The next time you spot open blossoms on any plant in your home, give them a gentle tickle with your fingertip. That one free habit is the invisible difference between a plant that just flowers and a plant that actually feeds you. So, there you have it. 10 expensive fruits that prove you don't need an orchard. You don't need to wait a decade, and you definitely don't need to spend a fortune. You just need a pot, a sunny spot, and the decision to stop renting your fruit from the grocery store. Think back over what we covered, from those free pineapple tops and impossible-to-buy mulberries, to that jaw-dropping little peach tree in bloom, to the fragrant lemon tree, all the way to a whole pocket orchard tucked into one sunny corner. Every one of them is doable. Every one of them is cheaper in the long run, and every one of them puts a little more fruit and a little more freedom right in your own hands. Now I want to hear from you. Which one are you starting with? Are you building the pocket orchard, potting up a fig, or rooting a pineapple top this weekend? Tell me your plan in the comments. I read everyone, and I'm genuinely rooting for you. If this helped and you're not subscribed yet, now's the moment. Hit subscribe, tap the bell, and join a whole community of people quietly growing their own food, one pot at a time. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. It truly means a lot. Now go find a sunny little corner and grow something amazing. I'll see you in the next one.